Good afternoon and thanks for joining me again. Today we're going to review the different types in the installation of polyethylene tubing. Polyethylene tubing is the above ground component of our low volume irrigation systems. Today we're in Florida reviewing a CUPS project, and CUPS stands for Citrus Under Protective Screens. And we think that the CUPS projects are the future of the citrus industry in Florida. The polyethylene required for the CUPS projects is blank, which means there are no pre-installed emitters. Blank polyethylene tubing is used for bush crops, brambles, tree crops. And again, the polyethylene is installed and remains in place for many years. The alternative to blank polyethylene tubing is inline tubing. And the inline tubing has a pre-installed emitter that's co-extruded at fixed intervals. Blank polyethylene tubing is typically used in conjunction with low-volume micro sprinklers that are installed by hand after the polytubing has been installed. The low-volume micro sprinklers have flow rates from 5 gallons per hour to 25 gallons per hour. The inline polyethylene tubing is a little different, and it's typically used with low-volume drippers that are co-extruded at the time of manufacturing. The low-volume drippers have flow rates from 0.25 gallons per hour to 4 gallons per hour and are co-extruded again at fixed intervals. This is our AutoCAD engineering for the 20 net acre CUPS project. And again, we think that the CUPS projects are the future of citrus in Florida. The net acreage is 20. The road direction is north and south. And the tree and row spacing is 8 feet by 16 feet for a 340 tree per acre density. We're using an 8 gallon per hour emitter at 20 psi, and our application rate is 45 gallons per minute per acre. But enough of all this. We need to get to the good part. Why don't you join me in the field, and we're going to install this right now. All right, we promised more fun and we delivered. Now we're finally to the above ground section of the irrigation system. And predominantly the above ground is polyethylene tubing. The rolls come in 1,000-foot coils or 660-foot coils depending on the size. We've developed a tractor which allows us to lay the polytubing either for young trees like you see here, or older trees where we can get the polytubing underneath the canopy of the tree. The emitter, which you'll see in a minute, needs to be installed pretty much at the base of the tree, and that arm allows us to do that quickly and efficiently. We're with Sam and David. David and Sam have been with us a long time, and their responsibility is to install the polyethylene tubing, and that's currently what they're doing now. We fabricated a mount that allows us to hold about 6 or 8 coils of poly. The front coil allows it to get underneath the tree, and then as they run out, the guys will transition from the back to the front. But the actual installation is happening at the front of the tractor. So we've been talking about the above ground portion of the low volume irrigation system. And again, predominantly that's polyethylene tubing. This tubing, polyethylene tubing, comes in 2 categories, either blank, which means there's no emission device installed, or inline. And inline will have a co-extruded emitter at intervals all along. But this piece is blank, which means once we get the polyethylene installed, we have to get the water to the base of the tree. And this is called an emitter assembly, and that's how we do that. Now, this emitter assembly, right now we have it installed inverted, so all the water is forced right to the base of the tree, because the tree is going to be is a young tree. But eventually, in the 2nd or 3rd year, we'll come along and flip the emitter assembly, and now we can increase the wetted diameter. The wetted diameter of this particular emitter is about 14 feet. So it's a 7-foot radius and a 14-foot diameter. So you can reach us over the telephone at 772-468-0888 or on the web at asi.ag. Hope we're helpful, and thank you for allowing me to do what I love to do. Talk to you soon.